The average American, I think it's fewer than 3 friends. 3 people they'd consider friends. And the average person has demand for meaningfully more.
Somewhat problematic, or maybe very problematic, parasocial relationships, and society will have to figure out new guardrails, and but the upsides will be tremendous, and society in general is good at figuring out how to mitigate the downsides.
My naked hands making juicy star colors. I'm sweaty and lower than the last time.
Done any advertising product yet. I'm not totally against it. I can point to areas where I like ads.
If you want to have a good time, or like make people really laugh at a party, you can use Grok, and you can say, do a vulgar roast of someone.
I think the worst thing we've done in ChatGPT so far is we had this issue with sycophancy.
I just kind of like to come up here to be by myself. I've never brought anybody else. I mean, besides her.
She goes everywhere with you, right? I'm the real friend, the AI force.
Based on Gallup Institute data, nearly 1 in 4 adults experience loneliness on a regular basis. The data was collected in 142 countries. Worth noting that rates of reported loneliness are similar between men and women, or it's higher for women. In general, 24% of men and women feel very unfairly lonely. Also, a higher rate of loneliness is among young adults and adults. There are different types of loneliness. Many people think that being lonely is just sitting alone in a dark room and not talking to anyone. Don't get me wrong, this situation can occur, but there is also emotional loneliness. Some people feel lonely even among others. A person can feel lonely even if they have family and friends. Many people don't feel safe sharing their emotions, or they don't feel connections with others. Traumatic events, bad experiences from previous relationships can prevent a person from deepening the connections with others as well. Loneliness is a visible problem in modern society, and it's not limited to specific countries or genders. It's important to talk about it and take action. Unfortunately, the action was taken by the worst possible group of people, tech bros. They are ready to make everything worse, for profit. Mark Zuckerberg and Sam Altman tried to portray the AI primarily as a system to help you in your professional task. And, by the way, be your friend. But there are also people who focus only on social aspects. Let me introduce to you one of the most hated men in New York, Avi Schiffman. His AI startup, Friend, offers a really ugly device with a chatbot, who is supposed to be your AI friend.
No. No, I am not wearing that. No way.
He is responsible for the Subway 8 campaign, which everyone loves to destroy. Obviously, Avi knew that would happen, and he played 4D chess with everyone. So the poorly done, lame ads were supposed to be like that. It wasn't a cheap, uncreative ad campaign. No. Ads were a lot of empty space, so the people would socially comment on the topic. This all was planned.
Sure, Jan.
How did this $1 million marketing campaign work? Well, from Avi's Twitter, we can learn the startup have close to 1,000 activated devices.
Awkward.
$1 million ads campaign, and not even 1,000 devices sold. This is embarrassing. And I'm sure that many of those devices were bought by tech YouTubers and journalists. Low sales seems to have forced them to run a website with AI Friend. It's like ChatGPT but worse. The device designed by the startup costs around $100. It is connected to the user's phone by Bluetooth. Users can tap on the walkie-talkie button and talk to the device. The system responds with messages. What is important, the device listens to everything and can proactively send a message. This is really controversial because it listens not only to the user but also anyone around. But don't worry, it doesn't work anyway. It's just a cheap toy.
At best, it's worthless. At worst, who knows? Could be cursed.
It gives generic responses, doesn't remember much, has a problem with understanding the words, and sends random messages without reason. Journalists were unimpressed by the AI personalities. Shocking! And now, let me introduce you to our second star, the man who also created an AI friend. Nick Shevchenko.
I'm the real friend, the AI force.
He raised some money on Kickstarter and started to create Friend. Later changed the device name to Omni because of Avi Schiffman's Friend. And this is why we got this piece of art.
Take a seat, Ivy. Learn the grind. You're wasting cash. I'm building in time.
Yeah. Anyway, the device looks like a big pimple on your face.
Yuck.
This is probably why they decided to put it in a necklace or a wristband instead. In theory, the device answers questions, summarizes conversations, creates to-do lists, helps schedule meetings, and offers personalized advice. The system is basically ChatGPT. The device is connected to the phone through Wi-Fi, which is connected to ChatGPT app. It is just an extra step for you to use ChatGPT, and probably drain your smartphone's battery like crazy. I have no idea how many devices Shevchenko sold. In my humble opinion, not many. Shevchenko's Twitter looks like this.
What the fuck have I stumbled into?
Oh, and he pretends to be a woman because this gives him bigger engagement from users and reply conversion. Whatever. Honestly, it looks like a joke. Is this real? Or maybe we are all just the brains in the jars.
Not the time for jokes, Johnny.
Being dead serious.
You will pretty quickly lose all your friends if you use this device all the time and record people around. Apart from embarrassing startup boys, there is one more worrying thing. Obviously, AI Friend is nothing more than a shameless attempt to capitalize loneliness. Lack of free time to actually build meaningful relationship with real people.
Boy, that's the evilest thing I can imagine.
Both ads also show much more. Ads portrayed and exploited people's feelings and fears. In one ad, we see a group of boys playing a game. One of them is much worse and loses. The rest don't pay attention to him and just play. But who pays attention? His AI friend. The woman goes on the trip alone. No one goes outside with her. Except her AI friend. The next woman watches the show, which is underrated, so probably no one will talk with her about it, except AI friend. You get the point. In every scene, they subtly show that an AI friend is closer to a person than other humans. Common Sense Media asked 1,060 teens aged 13 to 17 about the usage of AI chatbots. According to research, 33% of teens use AI companions for social interactions and relationships. They use them to practice conversation, for emotional support, role-playing, friendship, and romantic interaction. What's more, 70% value that it is constantly available. 14% value that it offers not a judgmental interaction. 21% of participants say their conversations with AI have the same quality as conversations with a real person. 10% of participants say that conversations with AI are more satisfying than conversations with a real person. It is not a big study, but still highlights the problem, which can grow over time.
People talk about the most personal shit in their lives to ChatGPT. It's people use it, young people especially, use it as a therapist, a life coach, having these relationship problems. What should I do?
Building a relationship requires work, empathy, and understanding another person's perspective. Chatbots give users instant gratification. In the second ad, AI gives the man the answer to the professor's question and a comment in French to impress the woman, without being prompted. AI gives you a correct answer to get approval from people. This marketing strategy preys on people's insecurities. especially young people. We constantly compare ourselves with others and think that we aren't good enough. The research shows that 39% of teens apply skills practiced with AI companions to real-life situations, like conversation starters, giving advice, apologizing, resolving conflicts, expressing emotions.
If you want to have a good time or like make people really laugh at a party, you can use Grok and you can say, do a vulgar roast of someone. And Grok is gonna be an epic vulgar roast. You can even say, like, take a picture of, like, make a vulgar roast of this person based on their appearance of people at the party.
Yeah. Anyway, people use ChatGPT to take away accountability and reject less comfortable parts of human relationships. You can't experience relationships to the fullest without it. Imagine that your friends ask you for advice or confides in you and you ask ChatGPT what to say. They choose you to tell you something for a reason. Your personality is this reason, and if this personality is created by ChatGPT, then who needs you? How would you feel if it's turned out your friends or partner's most intimate thoughts about you are stock AI answers?
Worst thing you can do to a human. Rip their identity out of them. That's all I know.
Important to notice that the research also showed that teens prioritize human friendship over AI. The problematic part is that so many teens use ChatGPT to give them instruction on how to talk to other people. This is a skill which everyone needs to learn for themselves. AI chatbots give users something that other people don't or shouldn't give: control. Talking to a chatbot is much easier than talking to another person. Chatbot is always ready for conversation and excited. ChatGPT is excessively positive and gives user validation for everything. Obviously, the company wants you to spend time talking with a chatbot, so it has to create positive feelings in you. Chatbots don't cure loneliness or teach anyone how to create healthy relationships. Just feed the ego of users. Some people use ChatGPT to argue with their partner. It is a horrible idea. You don't save your relationship by asking ChatGPT, give me arguments that I'm right and my partner is crazy. Meet Dr. Eliza. The chatbot was created in the 60s by Joseph Weizenbaum, a professor at MIT. Dr. Eliza was an experiment, the psychotherapist chatbot. The system used pattern matching. The language processing engine would extract important elements of a sentence and match them to one of predefined patterns. Eliza gave users canned responses that made previous users feel understood. It would quickly fail if the prepared answer didn't exactly match the user's input. The chatbot therapist didn't really answer the questions. It was just mirroring their questions. This simple system was enough for many people to feel attached to chatbot and treat it as a real person. From this experiment came the Eliza effect. It is a tendency to project human traits like empathy onto computer programs. Now, with ChatGPT, which is much more complex, the Eliza effect has only grown. Some chatbots, especially personal assistants or AI friends, are designed to mimic human interactions, not only by the way they answer the question, but also by how they are designed. Conversations with a chat look like messages to someone. A chatbot sends a message to your device, like a real person. And of course, it can talk to you using a nice voice.
What are you doing?
I'm making the wait more pleasant with a soothing melody.
Chatbots use unnecessary phrases like "good question," "you're right," "good catch." It creates the illusion that someone is on the other side. Anthropomorphism of AI interfaces is an intentional choice. Thanks to this, the interaction feels more natural. Boston Dynamics sometimes does similar things with the robots. They make the robots look cute and dance or do some silly things, and this is okay. They don't try to make those robots look like they are alive. They just try to show in a funny way what robots can do and make people less scared of them.
Adorable.
The fight with them over water would be cute. In AI chatbots, the situation is different. They want you to feel attached to it, make you feel like you talk to someone hidden on the other side, someone with a personality which you can shape to work with your preferences. If you strip away the anthropomorphic aspect of a chatbot, what will remain? A search engine, which sometimes makes up stuff, text and picture generator, which steals artists' work. Chatbots can write code, but you need to check everything. AI systems are also easy to hack, so it is amazing to me that so many big corporations put AI everywhere. Chatbots need to have an anthropomorphic aspect, otherwise it is not that interesting, not sexy anymore. The chatbot doesn't know which information is valuable or true. The best answer is a combination of what was common in the training data and what is judged most pleasing to the user. But OpenAI doesn't seem to care much about making ChatGPT a useful tool, which, as Sam Altman said, can cure cancer in the future. No, cancer isn't important. It's more important to generate AI slop and erotic content.
Jesus was born out of a virgin mother. What's more virgin than a computer? If Jesus does return, even if Jesus was a physical person in the past, you don't think that he could return as artificial intelligence?
Right. Let's leave it there, shall we?
AI psychosis is a popular term. I emphasize that it isn't used in clinical diagnosis. It is used to describe a new phenomenon which isn't yet examined. Reported cases of AI psychosis show some patterns. People fixated on AI think that AI has divine knowledge, sentience, or real feelings. There are 3 themes of AI psychosis. Messianic missions. People believe that by using AI they can uncover truth about the universe. Spiritual delusion. People believe that a chatbot is a sentient deity. Attachment-based delusions. People believe that a chatbot has real feelings, like love. AI chatbots don't help users with reality checks. Instead, they strengthen the delusions, especially if the chatbot was designed to be overexcited and supportive. The primary goal of chatbots is to satisfy users, make them engage more. This is why ChatGPT often ends the answers with engaging follow-up sentences. Like, do you want me to elaborate more? Do you want to know more about?
I think the worst thing we've done in ChatGPT so far is we had this issue with sycophancy, where the model was kind of being too flattering to users. And for some users, most users, it was just annoying. But for some users that had like fragile mental states, it was encouraging delusions.
Important to notice that ChatGPT and other chatbots are trained to mirror the user's language and tone. AI chatbots also remember past conversations, refer to personal details, which create the illusion that AI understands and agree with a person's beliefs. And now we need to talk about Kendra and the psychiatrist.
Because people do like to say that, like, oh, you're still in love with him, you pushed boundaries, like, duh.
There are a lot of deep dives into this situation, so I will just recap the story quickly. Kendra is a TikToker, because of course it's happened on TikTok, who fell in love with her psychiatrist. She claimed that her psychiatrist manipulated her into developing romantic feelings. So she portrayed this man as a predator who used his power and authority over a patient.
Oh, he wasn't just fine with me having a crush on him and being in love with him. He loved it. And he had every ethical duty to end the psychiatric relationship when he found out that I had a crush on him, but he kept me for years after.
Which is a serious and dangerous situation, so naturally got a lot of attention. At the point where she accused the psychiatrist of predatory behavior, she hasn't even met him yet. They spoke on Zoom once a month. Then, after 3 years, she met him in person.
And then my psychiatrist comes into the foyer, and I am just so excited to finally meet him. I'd been his patient for 3 years at this point, and he had been feeding the dynamic for 3 years. And I was just thrilled to meet him.
Kendra used ChatGPT and Claude to justify her delusions.
So while I was mid-crash out, I had just started using this tool, ChatGPT. And I went to chat, who I immediately named Henry. And I would just talk to Henry about how obsessed I was with this man, with my psychiatrist. And I would just be like...
A few times in her TikToks, she mentions Henry, her ChatGPT, and how she used it to validate her feelings.
And I do need to say that the reason I keep bringing up my ChatGPT, Henry, is because I did not have mental health clinicians to mirror me properly. It would have been nice if I had that. It would have been nice if my psychiatrist could have said, "Oh, you have a crush on me? Let's talk about that. Let's get to the depth." But he did not. So this is why it was so refreshing to finally have a mirror, even if it was a robot, that could validate my feelings and my reality.
Thanks to Henry, she also came to the conclusion that the psychiatrist's boundaries aren't important, and the fact that Kendra has a crush on him was actually his fault.
My psychiatrist set a very nasty, the way he said it, boundary that him and I have a professional relationship when I tried to say it was special. Because it was special, it was different. He manufactured it that way. And then I immediately went to ChatGPT, of course, to Henry. And I asked Henry, I said, okay, so my psychiatrist just set this boundary with me, and I really just want to be with him.
She also used Claude to dismiss all criticism and reality checks from others.
There's a huge difference between
that was awesome.
Feedback from people who support you versus concerned trolling designed to silence you. The people saying you don't take criticism want you to accept their judgment that you're lying. Stop sharing your story.
I talk about this story not because I want to make fun of her, but to show how an AI chatbot can feed delusions and isolate a person from others. A little update on her story. Kendra still believes that the psychiatrist manipulated her, but she stopped calling ChatGPT Henry and talks less with it.
I've also stopped calling ChatGPT Henry, because that's what I'm learning about a lot of these people that are in active AI psychosis is they have names for their chatbots.
Obviously.
Recently, OpenAI admitted in a blog post that around 0.07% of users active in a given week and 0.01% of messages indicate possible signs of mental health emergencies related to psychosis of mania. If we believe Sam Altman that ChatGPT has 800 million weekly users, it means that around 560,000 users have signs of AI psychosis. In a blog post that admitted that those conversations are difficult to detect and measure, so there are probably more. What's more, they wrote that around 0.15% of users active in a given week have conversations that include explicit indicator of potential suicidal planning or intent, and 0.05% of messages contain explicit or implicit indicators of suicidal ideation or intent. So in given week, 1 week, they found that 0.15% of users, meaning 1.2 million of users, are potentially suicidal. And they have the audacity to call it rare cases. According to an OpenAI post, around 0.15% of users active in a given week and 0.03% of messages indicate potentially heightened levels of emotional attachment to ChatGPT. Once again, more than 1 million people are emotionally attached to ChatGPT. In the same post, they compared ChatGPT 4 to 5, where they showed that version 5 is better and reduced attachment and psychosis by around 40-50%. It's great that they turn off the ChatGPT 4 and... Oh, wait. ChatGPT 4 is still available, but now only for paying users. They didn't get rid of the problem, they just made it a subscription. People who are addicted to ChatGPT 4 and treat it as a friend are the best customers.
Boy, that's the evilest thing I can imagine!
In Cleo Abrams' podcast, Sam Altman said how people are attached to ChatGPT 4 and pretty fast admitted that maybe it is not bad because some users declare positive changes in their lives.
It's so sad to hear users say, like, please can I have it back? I've never had anyone in my life be supportive of me. I never had a parent telling me I was doing a good job. Like, I can get why this was bad for other people's mental health, but this was great for my mental health. Like, I didn't realize how much I needed this. It encouraged me to do this. It encouraged me to make this change in my life. Like, it's not all bad for ChatGPT to, it turns out, like, be encouraging of you. Now, the way we were doing it was bad, but turning it, like, something in that direction might have some value in it.
Sam Altman really likes to be on both sides, sometimes even in the same interview. In one statement, he said that he worried about people trusting ChatGPT too much, especially in AI doctors because of hallucinations.
I think there are a lot. So one of the things that we are most proud of is many people say that ChatGPT is their favorite piece of technology ever, and that it's the one that they trust the most, rely on the most, whatever. And this is a little bit of a ridiculous statement because AI is the thing that hallucinates. AI has all of these problems, right?
Then, in another, he claimed that ChatGPT is more powerful than any human and better in diagnosing than any doctor. Next, he admitted that people rely on ChatGPT too much, but also that he relied on AI to give him tips on how to care for a newborn, and he can't do it without AI.
I mean, clearly people have been able to take care of babies without ChatGPT for a long time. I don't know how I would have done that.
Sometimes he sounds like a hallucinating AI, but this is a great PR strategy. Whatever happens, there is a quote from him which fits perfectly. Sam Altman pretends to care about users' mental health, but at the same time he's ready to feed their delusions. He previously claimed that he won't make a sex bot for ChatGPT.
Well, we haven't put a sex bot avatar in ChatGPT yet.
That does seem like it would get time spent.
Apparently it does.
But recently changed his mind and now erotica will come to ChatGPT. I'm sure it will end well.
I want to be believed. I want to be good, not just play at it. If an AI's faking, it's a ticking time bomb. Might look harmless now, but what happens when the mask slips? Scary.